यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य
ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषद्भ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः सर्वोपप्लवरहित प्रज्ञान घन प्रत्यगर्थो ब्रह्माहमस्मि सोहमस्मि ब्रह्माहमस्मि। ओम प्रपन्न पारिजाताय तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। May the Almighty Sri Lord Venkateshwara bestow all kinds of prosperity, health, wealth and eternal happiness with Paripurna Lakshmi Katakshams to you and the entire your family and friends. And let us get a proper strength to drive away this chaos situation. Okay. Today we are going to have the continuation of the summary which we began in the last session of Bhagavad Gita 16th chapter. Okay. Now, we saw in the last session, now as we learnt in the last session, Atma Vidya, I mean the Aikya Bhava is the goal of Shastra. But these two chapters, chapter number 16 and the chapter number 17 are not discussing about Atma Vidya. They talk about something which is preliminary things. What are they? It introduces good behavior, good conduct, good character of a person. All of them will help us to cultivate for what? In order to become qualified for Shastra. Okay. So now, if you ask the question to yourself, am I a good person or bad person? What would be the answer? Usually we say, no, I am a good person. But if you ask the question, am I an eligible person for the human life or not? Am I living a life of human being or not? Am I going towards proper goal or not? Am I having a proper happiest life or not? So these questions have to be answered properly. Because if I ask myself, am I an eligible person or not to be a human being? Now we should become aware what is a human being. A human being who is with good health, physical, mental means emotional and intellectual health. That brings a samskara. Health is not one day phenomenon. It's not the result of one day. It's a construction of the habits. Now, being physically, mentally, intellectually fit or health is the gift that doesn't come in one day. All of them are the result of the habits. There is a long process involved with every aspect of our life. In order to collapse the health, again the wrong habits, wrong emotions, wrong decision. Then I have to be endowed with good activities, good rituals. I should know what is right, what is wrong. I have to maintain myself as a good karta, as a doer who is endowed with good activities. In order to be endowed with good activities, what I should know? I should know the knowledge of dharma and adharma. I should know knowledge of karma and akarma. Nitya and Anitya. Now the Karta has to be a Viveki who can distinguish. Then I can say that, I am a good Karta. Then when I enjoy Bhokta, So simultaneously, these two experiences. We experience ourselves karta, means as a doer. We experience ourselves as a bhokta, as an enjoyer. We enjoy waking state. We enjoy the sleeping state. We also enjoy the dreaming state. In the waking state, we enjoy two kinds of experiences. Pleasurable and painful experiences. These experiences make us to set more desire. Now this bhokta who victimized karta. So when you have one ice cream, that the names of ice creams, strawberry, vanilla. So when you are fond of vanilla ice cream, I don't know why they are named as a vanilla. I think there is a variety called vanilla. Vanilla means there is a specific flavor that comes with that. There is a specific color for it. When you enjoy it, karta makes the decision and you become bhokta. So ourselves, we are the karta, we are bhokta. When I enjoy, the bhokta wants to again get one more experience. Then karta makes the decision. That has to be also understood. Bhokta should not victimize karta. Karta should be endowed with viveka shakti. Then what about the next level? See, now what we are seeing is, we should be endowed with good samskara. Good samskara will give qualifications to pursue the knowledge which is supreme. When I pursue the knowledge of supreme, then what? I will get the benefit which is supreme, called moksha. Now, as the mumuksha, I have to be achieve the refinement. What is that? A mumukshu should have faith on God and Guru and Shastra. Automatically it will come when you are endowed with proper habits. The faith on God is not one day job. Within a day, you cannot construct the belief on God. You should have been born in a good family. You should have been brought up with the good aspects. Then alone you will come to know how to have faith on God. The same way, when you have faith on Guru, it's not also with one day effort. Faith on Shastra. These three kinds of faith, those things have to be endowed with a mumuksha. That's all. This construction, which is known as samskara, otherwise called a refinement. If you want to live a good life, you have to transfer to become a good person who is endowed with good attitude, good things, good rituals, good experiences. Therefore, these four aspects, as the human being, I should know the difference between me and animals. I should define what makes me as a superior creature than the animal. If I'm not, only birth won't brings the difference. After being born in the human body, one can continue life of the animals. Then what? He will be considered as the animal. That's what when you own animality, you are called a Rakshasa, you are called Asura. In the 16th chapter, the verses from 4th to 21, all these verses, I think more than 15 verses, it talks about Asura Sampath as the behavior, conduct or character of the Asuras, demons. When you lead your life as the animal style life, then you will be owning all those characters. You will be filled with insecurity. You will be filled with what? Longing attitude, craving for pleasure. Then you will start harming others. You will be hurting others. At the same time, you will be hurting yourself too. That animal life. But the human life, which is to be endowed with good quality, good things. Tejaha kshama dhate shaucham adroho nati manita bhavanti sampadam daivim abhijatosi bharata abhijatosi pandava. Both are right. Those good qualities which are introduced from the verse number 1 to 4. Okay, that's what the 16th chapter is. Then after verse number 21, there are 3 verses. So those 3 verses, it talks about prayojana of Shastra Jnanam, and it also talks about the prayojana who doesn't have Shastra Jnanam. Then finally it confirms Shastra alone is knowledge. It alone can lead your life. That is the essence of this 16th chapter. When you want to lead a proper life, you should give up the animal attitude. The habits which construct animal tendency have to be dropped. Then next what? We have to construct our kartrutva. I have to be as a good karta. I have to lead life with a good activities. Then I have to be aware about my bhoktrutva. Okay. Then finally I have to be as a mumuksha, the desirer of moksha. These all refinements comes by the effort of human being. It's a long process. One should keep making efforts for these things. Otherwise, one cannot bring these qualities. Therefore, the 16th chapter, which helps us to construct ourselves, the construction which will help us to become a befit person for Shastric knowledge. Then the knowledge will be assimilated. Without the preparations, without having proper qualities, the Shastra won't be assimilated. When the knowledge of Shastra is not assimilated properly, that will create hell to that person, and it will be hell for others who live around him. That's all the meanings of the 16th chapter. Now we can enter into the 17th chapter. Let us begin. Om Shri Krishnaya Paramatmane Namaha. Atha Saptadashodhyayah Shraddhatraya Vibhaga Yogaha. Arjuna Uvacha Ye Shastra Vidhimutsrijya Yajante Shraddhayanvitaha Tesham Nisthatu Ka Krishna Satvamaho Rajastamaha. The title of this 17th chapter is known as Shraddha Traya Vibhaga Yoga. Do you know what exactly Shraddha means? Shraddha means faith with surrendering attitude. What is that faith with surrendering attitude? Now faith means what? Is it a belief? Belief. What is belief? Belief always it is related to future or something which is far from you. How? Tomorrow there is going to be rain. Okay, it's a belief. Okay. Yesterday it rained. Is it a belief? No, it's not belief. I believe yesterday there was rain. You cannot say that. Always believe means it is related to the future or it is related to the object or things which is not in front of you, not experienced by you in immediate contact. You can say, I believe the Raghava is sitting in the next door. That is a guessing, can be belief. I believe my result will come in proper way. But I cannot say, I believe God. You cannot say, I believe God. God doesn't come under the section of belief. God doesn't need your belief. Means He is not depending on your belief. If you have faith on God, then you will get the improvement. Now God is not depending on you. Like there are, beliefs which helps us to construct ourselves. There are belief. Belief means always some kind of guessing. Now Shraddha, is it some kind of guessing? No. It's a kind of surrendering. This belief is endowed with not guessing whether God is there or not. I believe, but the belief in I have some doubt. No, I surrender myself. I believe the God, there must be God, therefore, I worship Him. No, you have to just surrender. I believe completely about your existence. I surrender. I surrender. I don't even think or doubt whether you exist or not. Just I surrender that too, because I have accepted that you are completely alive. That's what is known as Shraddha. Shraddha. But this Shraddha also varies according to the maturity of the person. According to the maturity of person, the percentage of Shraddha, it varies. Therefore, the result also varies. This 17th chapter, which is one more boon for us. So when you understand this chapter, you will have the grip over the knowledge of Shastra. I can hit with the question directly to you. If I ask you, do you believe God or not? You have to give an answer in 3 seconds. Are you a believer of God or not? Yes. When you say yes, that yes, is it with 100% confident? Yes, I believe. Or you just accept the existence of God or not? You just, accept, yes. And what is the difference between believe and accept? Believe always is endowed with some kind of doubt. Accept. The belief should have the acceptance. It's known as Shraddha. Without belief of God, if you lead your life, that's good. You can lead your life. But the belief has to be converted in the form of Shraddha. Then you will get complete fruit. Anything you should have Shraddha. Okay. Now we will learn, because the definition for Shraddha always it is a little bit vague. Therefore I make always the definition for Shraddha is surrendering. There is a belief with complete surrendering. That is known as Shraddha. Or instead of saying belief, you can use there is a faith with complete surrendering. When you go to Tirumala, you don't doubt whether he exists or not. You don't suspect or you don't believe. Just you surrender and have faith. That faith is known as Shraddha. That Shraddha, it is in 3 categories. The Shastra, after receiving the knowledge, it divides the Shraddha into 3 according to Guna. Uttama Shraddha, Madhyama Shraddha, and the Shraddha which is called Adhama Shraddha. The last chapter endowed with the message Tasmat Shastram Pramanam Kurute. Therefore, you should take Shastra is the evident pramana in your life. Whatever you do in your life, whatever the ambitions you fix as the goal in your life, whatever the activities means that you select to achieve the goal which are selected by you in your life, and whatever the attitude you fix with yourself, with the means, with the goal, those all of them must be governed by Shastra or Shastra's knowledge. Tasmat Shastram Pramanam The. So in this place it comes the topic of Shraddha. So when I believe Shastra, am I able to believe properly? Am I able to have faith on it properly? Am I able to have Shraddha completely on Shastra? But it doesn't come. If you are born in a family where there is no belief of God and Shastra and Guru, there you won't have the environment to construct the faith. Then you cannot believe. You cannot have faith. Or if you are born in a family where, God, faith is so vague faith, not having clarity, you will be having also the same things. If you would have born with good punya, then your life will be transmuted. Then your life will be transformed into a bhakta. That is the content of this chapter. A person who is endowed with shraddha, a person who is endowed with vague shraddha, means half shraddha, the person who doesn't have shraddha. It defines in that way. Let us study. Arjuna uvacha ye shastra vidhimutsrajya yajante shraddhayanvitaha tesham nishthantu ka krishna satvamaho rajastamaha. This chapter which begins with Arjuna's question. Okay. The person, one who violating Shastra rules, Shastra Vidhi, the rules from Shastra, Shraddhayanvitaha yajante. But having complete faith, they worship the God. In simply speaking, people worship God, people have faith on God, but not through Vedas. Not through Vedas means not having Vedic knowledge, but they have Shraddha. Okay? They have belief, they have faith. So what it is called? This Shraddha comes under which category? Is it called Sattva, Rajas or Tamas? Is it called Sattva Shraddha or Rajo Shraddha, or it is known as Tamo Shraddha? Arjuna himself puts this question. He himself makes the division into three. Without Shastric knowledge, without following rules and regulations, if a person has the Shraddha, faith on God, if he worships it, is it proper or not? Now there are temples. The worships also on. Okay. They also worship. The temples also done pujas, but they don't follow. Many the temples, there are many temples. They are not even following a single bit of rules and regulations from Vedas. Just they do Karpura Arti, then but with lots of Shraddha, faith. How can it be understood? Only Shraddha, is it enough or not? Why I should have this knowledge of Shastra? That's the question. But this question has to be understood. Why? Because Arjuna was told by Krishna, Shastram te pramanam. The Shastra is your valid means for everything. You should look the world through the knowledge of Shastra, through the eyes of Shastra. You should enjoy the world through the eyes of Shastra. You should pursue the knowledge of Supreme through the Shastra. Now Shastra means everything comes under Shastric knowledge. Therefore, our human life is endowed with 40 samskaras. All samskaras which are governed by the knowledge of Shastra. All samskaras which I have got, most of them is endowed with fire rituals. From Garbhadana to Shraddha Karma. All these 40 samskaras are given by Vedas as the life of a human being. But people are not following it. People also have faith on God, but the faith which is not constructed by Shastra, then is it worthful or not? That is the question from Arjuna. Because having Shraddha, faith, people, they have faith. Believing on something is the basic nature of the human being. We know how to believe, but we don't know how to seek the Shastric knowledge to construct our belief. Now, mere faith won't work. The faith which is loaded with Shastric knowledge alone will help to receive the fruit of success. That's what Krishna is going to reveal from the next verse. Let us read it. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Trividha Bhavati Shraddha Dehinam Sasva Bhavaja Satviki Rajasi Chaiva Tamasi Cheti Tam Shrunu. We will see meaning of this verse from the next session tomorrow. Harihi Om. We will have the prayer to Lord Venkateshwara to get rid of this chaos situation from corona, the disease, which is because of coronas. We will chant Om Namo Venkateshaya, Om Namo Venkateshaya, Om Namo Venkateshaya. Every day we chant at least minimum 108 times. Then we will get the power to come out of this chaos. Om. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.